The weather may have been miserable, but that didn't curb the enthusiasm at this year's Cape Town Creative Week. We'll take you behind the scenes of the prestigious Loerie and Pendurang Awards, show you some of the big winners, look at the clever Loerie's campaign for this year, and find out about the growing impact of the creative economy on the city's tourism sector. This is Mags on Media. Every September, thousands of creatives flock to the mother city to experience the best that the ad industry has to offer. Traditionally, the Pendurang and the Loerie Awards are the main attractions of this week, but the focus this year has shifted somewhat to ensure a more inclusive Cape Town Creative Week where everybody has the opportunity to showcase their talents and unique ideas. The Cape Town Partnership, headed by Bulelwa, Makalima-Ngewana, is instrumental in making this happen.
When the Loeries relocated from Margate to Cape Town, and they chose Cape Town as the city that they wanted to showcase the Loeries in, we needed to find a way to ensure that we leverage that opportunity for the benefits of the rest of the creatives. So we started Creative Week, which basically is aimed at crowdsourcing creative events that will happen during the week that the Loeries are in town. So we started a website calendar called creativecapetown.co.za. That's where you can find it on the web, where we invite anyone who has an event during that week which is linked to the theme of the week. The theme for this year's week, for example, is Turn Your City Inside Out. So be creative on the streets of the central city in a way that allows you to showcase how you as a creative are turning your city inside out. What you do indoors in your studio, can you do it out there in the streets?
A symbiotic relationship exists between the Cape Town Partnership and the Cape Town Tourism Authority to get the maximum impact out of the week. And by the sounds of things, the creative economy is playing an increasingly important role in the success of Cape Town's tourism sector.
Cape Town Tourism is the tourism marketing agency on behalf of the City of Cape Town, and our job is to promote and market the destination for travel. So our job is, when we have all these events within the city, is to promote and market it through our channels, which is social media, our website, visit information centres, and of course through digital platforms like touchscreens. It's an opportunity for the city to showcase what it has on offer, and by bringing the right types of events and that lends to what the creative space is within Cape Town, it allows us then to amplify that by utilising the resources we do have and leveraging that to the maximum. The Love Cape Town campaign was born out of Tourism Month campaigns that we've been running for a few years now. And the idea was to get and use social media as a mechanism to amplify the brand and the destination. Because we found that social media allows for conversation and engagement, and you have a better way of tracking ROI compared to traditional media. And because also of limited budget, if you have to compare ours to other cities in the world, social media was the ability for us to actually compete on an equal footing. So the Love Cape Town campaign was born out of that, and last year we invited 3 travel bloggers, international travel bloggers, to come to Cape Town, stay here and experience the destination. And through their first-hand encounters of the destination, they were able to showcase Cape Town to a global audience. What we then also did is we invited the social and online communities to participate through the Love Cape Town hashtag. Then we opened it up to the public and we asked the public share insights and ideas of activities that these guys could do while they were in Cape Town. And the amazing thing is that it was an amazing groundswell of activity that happened thereafter, which then culminated in the success of the campaign. We've got 3 bloggers coming out this year, and we kind of varied it up. So we have a travel blogger from the UK, we've got a food blogger from the US, and then we've also got a design blogger from Brazil. Because Cape Town Tourism is still dependent on its key source markets, which is the US and the UK, but we also wanted to start penetrating and speaking to the new source markets, and that's why we chose Brazil. So the Creative Week allows us to create events that transcends normal things that we would do in, and package it over a specific period. And what the creative economy does is get stimulated through this. So in essence, by using creative events, we can then bring people to Cape Town, and that stimulates tourism. And why this is good for the economy is because tourism contributes at least 10% to the GDP for the Western Cape. And that is quite critical. So the more events we can have and place them strategically throughout the year, we may also be able to address seasonality, which is one of the biggest challenges for tourism in Cape Town.
As important as the actual Loerie Awards evening itself, it's the ad campaign that precedes it. This year, the honours went to some young guns at the TBWA Hunt Lascaris agency who came up with a clever idea that spoke to the egos of those who were invited to attend.
I think everybody searched themselves. I challenge everyone to say they haven't. At some point, you've got this curiosity, where actually am I?
I'm on page 5.
And you?
I'm number 1.
Of course you are.
Absolutely.
You know, the industry is quite
Brutal.
Yeah. They'll see this campaign and they'll go, you know, okay, who's doing the next Loerie's campaign? What does it look like? Is it good enough? You know, this is the industry. They're very critical of what's good and bad. So in walked our team with this brilliant idea, and it's based off the insight that not just people in the industry, but people also in the everyday people search for their name on Google to see, you know, are they on page 1, 2, or 3? And we went into the exercise and discovered that a lot of the people in this industry aren't the number 1, you know, themselves. That led to our idea, be the most famous you.
And understand that there are a lot of egos in our industry.
So like this thing launched, okay, cool, be the most famous you is our big idea. Loerie's is the platform to help you achieve that. Win some Loeries, maybe you'll shoot up the Google search.
Results to number 1.
So we looked around and we found that 5 people in the industry were not the number 1 them. Greg Gray, who's one of the top commercial directors. So this is the number 1 Greg Gray. He's a motivational speaker and expert on fatherhood. And what we actually did was, so we highlighted which Greg Gray he was, and then we actually took a grab from Google so you could see where our Greg Gray, the commercial director, is in terms of the rankings or the search, and where this Greg Gray is. And that culminated in our message, be the most famous you, as a challenge to Greg Gray to do well at Loerie's to get up that search. The number 1 Kathy Ireland is a payroll expert and risk taker in Canada.
Her words.
The number 1 John Davenport is no longer alive. He's a dead
guy.
English clergyman from the 1800s. So we had to contact them, and they were very willing, you know, to send us their photographs and be part of the campaign. They found it quite funny, and you know, they were like, "Oh yes, I'm the number 1 me." And so they sent us their pictures, and we then created the posters, and those were also print ads, and that launched the campaign.
To make this a complete idea and expressed in, I suppose, all its formats, inherently we've got some sort of search engine at the center of the idea, because be the most famous you're going to turn to your browser and you're going to type your name in. So although you could say it's technology-led, it's not necessarily slow. I think it's more a case of the idea was just empowered through the technology. This is an example of the paid search campaign. What we did is we targeted 200 to 300 of our industry peer group. We bought all their names, they're just cheap as chips. And when anyone searched for their particular name, we served a personalized message challenging them to be the most famous them. For example, here we've got Andy Rice, and you'll see over here, Andy Rice, Wheelie Champ, be the most famous you, 2008 World Wheelie Runner-Up. And the message is directed to Andy. Don't let a wheelie wannabe from Chorizo Hill be the most famous you. And once you've clicked through there, then you'll go to the Loerie's site.
And then I think this is, I think we both do, I think this is probably the funniest one of the lot. It's Rob McLennan, and he's an editor of the Ottawa Poetry newsletter. And what's really uncanny about him is the similarity in look.
Between our Rob Clennan and the poet Rob Clennan. You could say they were twins. Okay, so just out of curiosity, we're going to search for Jeremy Maggs and see where he lies on the Google rank. And look at that. Jeremy Maggs, you are the number 1 result on the search engine. And deservedly so. What do you think, Justin?
I agree Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jeremy.
Wikipedia put you up top.
You are the most famous, you.
Let us know what you think of the ad on our Facebook page on this address. It's on your screen. Next, an update on the upcoming Digital Edge conference, how technology helped the creatives to stay in touch at Creative Week, and the big winners at the Penduring Awards.
News that moves. enca.com.